War rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and our FLGS partner, Warpfire Minis. Baron of Dice is the exclusive dice supplier for Season of War. Take a look through their incredible designs or even get your own custom dice made.
Hello and welcome to Season of War! We are excited to bring you another game of Age of Sigmar. My name's Jordan and I am joined by Ryan tonight.
Hey.
Ryan, this is now, I think, our third game on the channel with the new Battle Scroll update. I was about to say new edition. It really feels like a new edition. But new Battle Scroll, and I'm also excited to be featuring some new Ironjawz stuff tonight, but we'll get into that in a moment. But the Battle Scroll isn't all that's new. Tonight I am going to be playing the Ironjawz, and we have to give a big shout out and thank you to Games Workshop and mention that they did send us an early release copy of the rules and the new manifestations and terrain piece. So I just was working on getting those built and painted as much as possible today so we could get them on the table, but very excited for this. And yeah, you'll see the first look on the channel of the new orcs. But jumping into the battle, we are playing focal points for our mission today. There's 5 objectives on the table. You store only 1 point on this mission for hold 1, hold 2, and hold more. And then there's 3 bonus points if you hold the 2 flanked objectives or the 2 home objectives. And then if you are the underdog, you can choose at the start of the battle round to have the center objective count as either a home or a flank objective, so that helps you try and keep up in points, I guess. But then Ryan, with the new Battle Scroll, this is also to be your first and our first time having the new Disciples of Tzeentch. Not new Disciples, but new since points changes, which were notable.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's actually kind of a little up and down. As you probably noticed, there's a whole bunch of Zangor on discs here. I decided to try it because Zangor and Leiden got 20 points down per 3, so that's a pretty big buff. But then Skyfires went up and the Lord of Change went up. So I think in the end of the day, it's probably not far off to hit points before the Battle Scroll, but it's still worth trying out. As for the army, it's a Weird Flame host. I have 2 6s of Zangor and Leiden, 2 3s of Skyfires, and then a Lord of Change leading that little squad there. And then we have a little Flamer contingent as well. I have a 6 of Flamers, an Exalted Flamer, and then a 3 of Flamers. And then we brought the Horror Hero on the Chariot because that went down by quite a few points. I don't know if it's enough to make it great, but it makes it enough to be interesting, and interesting is enough for me to put it on the field. So there is that. Then as for enhancements, they're both on the Lord of Change. He's rocking the one that makes his attacks cause burning. Anytime I deal damage, you get a burning token. And then he also has the -1/2 hit heroic trait, which means with his aura, he'll be -2 to hit. And if you're burning, because I'm in the Weird Flame host, you'll be -1 to wounds. So he can be pretty tanky. And that's pretty much the armory. As for my honor guard, I'm going to make this unit of Zangor Enlightened anti-infantry -1 rend, because I'm looking at a lot of infantry right now, and that seems like a good choice in my life.
Yes, you definitely are. And then for me, as I said, I'm playing the Ironjawz. Excited to also get some newly painted models on the table that I've just finished. 10 new Ardboys, and using some 10 old ones, we've got a reinforced unit of 20 there. They're in my General's regiment, and my General is my Mega Boss on foot. He has both the enhancements. The one does lets him do Impact Mortals, I think it's Hulking Brute, and then the Amberbone Whetstone gives him +1 rend on his axe. Also in his regiment, in addition to the Ardboys, is an Ardboy Big Boss. So he's synergizes with the Ardboys, letting them do more mortals when you charge them, and rally back better with 3 extra dice. And I also have a unit of 10 Brutes in that regiment as well. Then my second regiment is led by a Weird Knob Shaman, and it includes another unit of 10 Brutes, as well as a unit of 6 Brute Ragers. So lots more beef, and a third regiment here with just with Zodrat Anvil Smasher. He again gives out the mortal wounds. Lots of heroes here because each of them can pop the wall once per game. So trying to go more of a foot slogging route. And because of that, I'm going to go for the Honor Guard ability on my Ardboy Big Boss. It's going to be the new one, Field Sergeant, I think it is, that gives +2 move to infantry units, wholly within 12. And then because I am 3 drops here to your 2, Ryan, I do get to pick a second Honor Guard ability, and it's going to be with my Weird Knob Shaman's unit, and I'm going to give anti-cavalry to my big 10 block, or one of my big 10 blocks of brutes. And also noteworthy, I do have the terrain piece, which has some debuffs that can throw out at 18 inches. The most notable one is either -1 to cast or prey, or reducing charges by 1d6. And then I do have the manifestation lore, the new one for the orcs, which I'm excited to try out, and we'll kind of talk about those if and when they come up. But with all that said, Ryan, you were 2 drops, and you do have choice of who goes first.
Yeah, it's gonna be you.
All right.
Shocker there.
Yeah, you're deployed far away from me, so yeah, with that, we'll jump into Ironjawz turn 1. All right, so before my battle tactic this round, I'm gonna go for Seize the Center. Hopefully I can stand up to the pressure with my big unit of Ard Boys.
I mean, they are tanky, so.
And then jumping into spellcasting, my Weird Knob Shaman will be a power level 2 wizard now because he's close to other orcs. He's gonna start off with the Gork Aurora and get that off on a 6. And I'm outside of range of your Unbind, so that's gonna get off. And we're gonna pop this thing back here. And then the Gork Aurora is gonna use its Bellowing Wah Cries to give the Weird Knob Shaman +2 to cast. Now, he's going to suffer some mortal wounds, potentially. Nope, only on 1s and 2s, so don't take any damage. But he does get +2 to cast because I went for, you can either do 1 or 2. And then with his second cast, he's going to try and get the Foot of Gork out. And we will on an 11. And then I am going to have my Weird Knob Shaman garrison the Boss Rock Tower, just because it gives me +1 to the roll whenever I use it. I'm outside of range for it right now, but he just looks super cool up there, so that's gonna be it for my hero phase. And then I'm gonna have Zodrak Anvil Smasher try and give out his buff to my Ard Boys, looking for a 3-up because he's got the tongs, and I get a 3, so that's gonna give them crit mortal wounds.
All right, well, I will try for a cast. Let's go for the Gnashing Jaws. 8 will do it. And
after moving, I am in unbind range now that I've garrisoned, and I did a 9, so we unbind it. But then we're just gonna jump into movement, and my Ard Boy Big Boss is gonna be giving out that nice aura of +2 to move. And I'm gonna use a command point now to auto run my Ard Boy Big Boss so that he'll be going 12 inches with the +2. And I have no shooting, no charging, no combat here, unfortunately, so that's going to be it for Ironjawz turn 1. Mostly a positioning and scoring turn. We had to auto-run the hero from behind to get him up onto the objective. Because of, obviously, the stuff in front of him, I couldn't get in there. I forgot to use my Mighty Destroyers, but really not relevant for me with anything here, other than actually I needed to roll a 2 for these brutes to get on the objective, so. A little brain fart because obviously I'm trying to learn all the new stuff with this changes in the army, but lots on the go. And otherwise, we got 2 manifestations out. Super excited to have the +2 to cast in Ironjawz. Really helps us because our wizard can be at 2 casts, so it gives us a little bit of solid magic. And then hopefully we'll see Foot of Gork stomping around as well. And notably, this is going to be the only turn I'm not able to call the wall, hopefully, because I have 4 heroes that hopefully we'll be able to call it every turn now.
I'm going to kill them all next turn.
It's
no was for you.
Maybe not next turn, but it would be sad to not get a couple was off. But yeah, that's going to be it. We do take the 2 outer flank objectives, so that's going to be 3 points for the 2 flanks, and we obviously hold 1, 2, and more here, so it's going to be a full 10-point turn for the orcs.
Nice.
And that'll see us jump into Disciples of Tzeentch turn 1.
So going into my hero phase, I'm going to take the flanks, and then going into casting, Lord of Change will start with a Bolt of Tzeentch at your Ard Boys, which he'll miscast.
Good start.
And take 1 mortal wound, but he has a 6 of war. No, that's 4 1s in a row. So with the Burning Chariot is also going to try Bolt of Tzeentch into your Ard Boys, and he gets it off on an 8.
We'll try to unbind that, and we do on a 9. Who's got the more powerful magic now?
That really sucked. All right. Well, that was my hero phase.
All right, I will get to do a Mighty Destroyers move, and I'm just going to do it, I think, with the brutes over here, actually, just to get a little bit closer.
Going into the movement phase and moving some Skyfires. Okay, that's the end of my movement phase. Going into shooting. At the start of the shooting phase, the Exalted Flamer is going to give his transmogrifying beacon to the big unit of Flamers. On a 3+, they'll get crit 2 hits. Yes. Big unit of Flamers, crit 2 hits until the end of turn, so hopefully that can really get the numbers high for me. So let's start with shooting. So we'll start with the Zangor Skyfires over there in the corner, and they're going to shoot the unit of Ardboys.
All right, I will spend a command point here for all-out defense.
And these are on 4s. 6s are good. 1 wound at rend. I want to say 1.
Yeah. All right, 1 3-up save goes through.
So that will be 3 damage.
All right, you will kill 1 Ardboy.
Okay. But notably, that's enough to now unlock the buff for all the Zangor Enlightened. I now have Judgment from afar, which gives all Warflock units +1 to hit.
Okay, so this will, if you're in combat now.
Yep. So it's an important one to go off. I really wish I had rolled higher on the damage because I need more of these guys dead, but it's a start. Next, we will shoot at your Ardboys with the Burning Chariot. So he has 3 shots. It's 4s and 4s. 2 wounds, rend 1.
So I'll be back to my 3-ups. We save both of those.
All right, well, we'll shoot the smaller unit of Flamers in to the same unit of Ardboys.
Okay.
The Flamers kill another Ardboy and set that unit burning. Then the Exalted Flamer deals 3 damage to them. The bigger unit of Flamers then kills another 6 Ardboys, and the last unit of Skyfires deals 2 damage to the brutes.
And that'll be my shooting phase. So we're gonna start by charging these Zangor Enlightened, and we're gonna use 2 3s to ensure that they get in. Because knowing me, I'd roll 2 1s right now. I'm gonna use 2 5s to guarantee my charge.
2 more Destiny dice?
Yeah, because if I fail this and those Zangor on their own, I think I'm in some trouble. And then we will also charge in a Lord of Change. For 12. I think he made it. The Zangor are going to use their Babbling Stream of Secrets. If they charged on a 3-up, you can't use commands. And it's not a once per turn army thing, so I can try for both units. So I'm going to have 2 chances to get you turn off your commands, which I succeed twice. So you have no commands.
And I guess because I'm not going to be able to use CP, I'm going to spend my last 2 on a countercharge with my Brute Ragers. Okay. And they'll make a 7, so that'll get them in. Alright, well, at the start of combat, I do have my Shield Bash ability, and I think I'm going to Shield Bash into your center unit of Skyfires.
Alright.
And we will get +1 because our big boss is there, but it's going to be just 3 mortal wounds.
I'm going to attack my big unit of Zangor Enlightened. They're going to all attack. 5 of them will go into your Ragers, and 1 at the back can't, so he's going to go into the Ardboys. We'll start with the guy into the Ardboys to start with, because that'll just make it easier. So 2 attacks for him on 3s. And then 3s. And that will be Rend 2.
Good. No damage to the Ardboys.
These will be on 3s. 5 at Rend 2.
So no save, I'll just have the wards.
So 5d3 damage for
9.
9. And then the mounts. 2 and 3s. 2 at Rend 1.
Both go through.
They're 2 each.
So 13 damage, I'll have my 5-up ward saves with the Weird Brutes. We'll save 5 of those.
That's pretty good.
So you'll kill 2. And then I'll do it with the Ardboys in response, piling in towards your center unit of Zangor and trying to put all my attacks in there.
They might as well all out defense.
The Ardboys kill a single Zangor Enlightened who retaliates and kills one Auric in kind. Then the weird brute Rekkas kill a single Enlightened. The Lord of Change tries to make a dent in the Ardboys but only manages to take down one. And lastly, the Ardboy Big Boss kills another Enlightened.
Sweet. So going into my end of turn, we have burning effects, but first the burning chariot has its thing. Any unit within 12 inches of it that's burning up to 3 targets just takes a mortal wound.
Okay, so 1 mortal on the Ardboys.
Yep. And then we'll roll for burning. So they take 1 more mortal wound.
All right, that'll finish off the guy.
All right, so that's my turn. I'd say it didn't go according to plan. I mean, notable stuff was I had a null magic phase with Tzeentch, which is never where you want to be. So that put me in kind of a rough spot. Everything underperformed across the entire army, so I'm now in a situation where I lost half almost of my Zangor Enlightened, and I didn't kill much of yours at all.
Well, you killed most of the, well,
Not
12,
in combat,
12
in
of the
shooting.
20 Ardboys, yeah. I mean, you still killed a few more. You killed almost 3 Ragers. So they...
Yeah.
You did a bunch of damage, but yeah, obviously, like you said, you're squishy. And between the ward save on the Ragers, that saved probably 2 dies, and then
you did spike
the
those
Ardboys,
6 saves.
Yeah, the Ardboys, like, they're a 3-up save base, so they're tougher to get through.
Yep.
And your high rend, you did put mostly into the weird brutes.
Yeah, well, I felt I had to, otherwise you were going to swing back and pick up the whole unit of Enlightened, which might have happened.
2 more dice, 12 more attacks.
Yeah, so maybe you wouldn't have picked up the whole unit, and for scoring, I did manage to take 2 objectives, and I got my battle tactic.
So 6 points. So you'll be the underdog, and I'll have a lead going into round 2.
Yep, it was an underperforming turn, but hopefully I can still keep this interesting. But I'm afraid.
Well, there's lots. I mean, it's going to be spicy. I think either way. Because we have 2 volatile armies right now.
Yep.
Like we're both
so I rolled a 1 for about the 5th one in a row.
All right, well that's a 3 for me. So we're going green and going into Ironjawz turn 2. All right, so my battle tactic this round is going to be the cunning approach. So I'm going to target your Zangor in the center. It's a unit I'm in combat with, and I have to charge it with another unit and kill that unit. Then into casting, I have the Gork Rora giving me +2 to cast, and I won't suffer any mortals, so that's great. And I am still at 2 casts. And then I'm going to use the Boss Rock Tala to try and do -1 to cast on your Lord of Change. Looking for a 3 up here because I do have a hero garrisoned in it. We will get that off, so yeah, -1 to cast. Then the Weird Knob Shaman's going to try and cast Basham Lads onto my unit of brutes right in front of them, and I'll get that off on a 10.
Well, I'll try and stop it. I do not.
So that'll give them crit 2 hits. And then he's going to try and cast Mighty Headbutt against your unit of 5 Zangor.
Okay.
We'll get that off on an 11.
Stop rolling so high. I rolled another 9.
So that's going to be D3 mortal wounds for 2.
Okay.
Then Zodrat's going to try and give his mortal wound buff to the Ardboys again. We get that off, so they'll be having crit mortals. And then I'm going to use Mighty Destroyers on my unit of brutes over here. And that's going to be it for my hero phase.
All right, I'll go for a Bolt of Tzeentch from the Fate Skimmer into your unit of brutes, which I fail.
All right, so with that, we're going to jump into movement. And I'm going to start off by retreating my Ardboy Big Boss, and he'll suffer D3 mortals for 1 on his way out. And he's going to get his nice aura in range of all my brutes, so they'll all get +2 to move. And I'm going to use the Foot of Gork here. We're going to stomp up and smash down onto... it's just going to hit your Zangor Enlightened. And it's going to do D3 mortals. It actually fails that, which means the unit doesn't get affected by the stomped ability, which would reduce their charging dice by D6. By 1 dice, not the end of the world here, but we fail that. All right, that's going to be it for my move-in, Ryan.
All right, I will do a redeploy with the Flamers to try and get them far enough away.
Sounds good.
6.
And then I have no shooting to do, Ryan, so it's just up to you.
I do. I'm gonna shoot with some flamers, covering fire into the brutes. 4. Rend 1.
4 up saves. Save them all. Love it. And then it's into the charge phase. Let's have some fun. We're going to call the wall with our Ardboy Big Boss because he's pretty central right now. So that's going to give us +1 to charge with everything. And we'll charge first with the unit of 10 brutes in my kind of home objective area. And we'll get an 8 with them. So they're getting in. All right, that's going to be it for my charges. So at the start of combat, the Ardboys are going to do their shield bash into your Zangor. So we'll have 9 dies looking for 5 ups. That's going to be 4 mortal wounds. And then into combat activations, I'm going to go first with my unit of brutes that are in the center here. I'm going to put as many as I can into the Zangor on the left. So we'll have 7 into the unit of 5 and 3 into the unit of 2. And I'll be +1 attack here from the wall, but I didn't get a natural 8 up to charge, so I don't get the bonus attack from my sub-faction. And we will go for all-out attack here. So into the unit of 5 guys first, I'll be 3s and 3s.
The brutes kill 4 enlightened from one unit and 1 from the other. Then the Lord of Change kills a single brute and sets them burning as well. The Rekkas fight next and finish off 1 unit of Zangor. Then the last enlightened kills a single Ardboy before they finish him off.
And then that unit of brutes on your home objective will fight, and I'm going to put 6 of them into your unit of 6 flamers, and the other 4 into your unit of 3 flamers. And they'll be at +2 attacks because of the big wall, or the wall, and the 8 up charge. I'll be -1 hit, so I'll be on 5s here. We'll get 4.
Oh, damn it, I was hoping I would have a chance of survival.
And 3s, and 3s. So 1 at Rend 1 for 2 damage.
I saved that one.
And 2 at Rend 2.
Does this go through?
For 3 damage each. So 6 into those flamers, the 3-pack.
6 is ward. I saved 2, so you killed 2 flamers.
And then I'll have 6 more attacks here, and then the special weapon. And then into the big unit of flamers. They won't be at -1 here. Though that will be a 11 at Rend 1 for 2 damage.
I saved 3 of them, actually.
So that'll be 16 damage so far, and another 3 from the special weapon.
Yeah, they're dead.
The single flamer kills a brute, and the exalted flamer deals a single damage to them as well.
All right, going into end of turn, Wake of Fire triggers. Ardboys take 3 for burning, and brutes take 1 for burning.
So 4 total will kill 2 Ardboys, and I'll lose 1 brute. All right, that is going to wrap up my turn here. Obviously, pretty successful for the Ironjawz. I think with the Mighty Destroyer's 3-inch move that helped, but also having the +2 of retreating that hero out was big, because the +2 inches, I got exactly 9 to get into that back unit of flamers. These guys, I think, only made it with an extra inch or 2, so just going from like even 5s to 7-inch charges is just a ton more reliability. So I definitely, and with us now in Ironjawz having so many more options for including smaller heroes in units, we're to be able to have more heroes like we see here. And I will end up taking 4 of the objectives. I do have to hold the center, which you made a flank though, so I'll get the 1, 2 more, and both 2 homes and 2 flanks technically, but caps at 6 points. And then I do get the battle tactic of cut and approach because I tagged that unit in the center with my brutes and then finished them off with. So had a unit charge in. So yeah, that'll be 10 points here for the Ironjawz. And Ryan, you took a big gamble at the start, but
yeah, like I feel like it was a gamble no matter what I did. Yep. Because if I didn't approach you, I would have just hidden the corner and still lost. So I had to go for it. It didn't play out quite as I had hoped, but we'll see how I can turn this around. Yeah,
obviously gonna be tough here, but we'll keep going for a little bit and jump into the Disciples of Tzeentch turn 2.
All right, on my turn, we'll do take their land on this 1 lone tree here. It's a very important tree. And yeah, we'll go into the hero phase. Lord of Change will go Bolt of Tzeentch onto the brutes, the ones that slaughter everything they touch. And that'll go off with a 7.
I'll try to unbind it. No, you got it.
Do a mortal wound. And then for the second cast for the Lord of Change will be Tzeentch's Firestorm, which he fails. And then for my Fate Skimmer, he's going to try and fold reality on the Exalted Flamer, which he also fails.
All right, then I get to do my Mighty Destroyers move, and I think I'm going to do it with the brutes back here, and I'm going to tag your Fate Skimmer, because I like being troublesome.
Okay, well, into movement. I'm going to start by fleeing with an Exalted Flamer over here somewhere, and taking some mortals. 1, which he takes. And then that one Lone Flamer is also going to flee, even though he'll probably die, but he'll die anyways. Which he takes 3. If I roll some 6s. Nope, he's dead. And then the Fate Skimmer's going to flee, which he takes 2 and takes them both, but he's going to flee. We'll go there, but we'll tag you on the way out to do his Burning Flame thing. It just means on a 3-up you become burning, which I succeed. So, haha, I finally got you burning. Alright, we'll flee with the Lord of Change. And he'll take 2 mortals. He'll save neither of them. So that's end of movement, and then I'm also going to summon back 3 Flamers. Using the Lord of Change ability, I'll use these Flamers. Alright, so we'll start with giving the Exalted Flamer will give his buff to the unit of Flamers I just brought back, which he succeeds on. Flamers will shoot the weird brutes.
The Flamers kill 2 brutes through all-out defense. Then 1 unit of Skyfires deals 6 damage to Zogrok, while the other unit deals 3 damage to the Foot of Gork.
That's my shooting phase.
Alright, well, I might as well go for a countercharge if there's going to be nothing else going on. And we're going to go with the big unit of brutes in your home objective, trying to get into your Flamer stuff. I'll be looking for a 9 here, but worth the gamble. We did a 9. But then Ryan, you do get to start off combat.
I'm going to attack you with an Exalted Flamer. No wounds. I'm done.
And then the brutes are going to have 2 dies into your 3 Flamers and the other 7 into your Exalted. And because it was an 8-up charge, I get the extra attack. So I'll be 5s and 4s. So into the Flamers, just 1 at rend 1.
6s. Nope.
2 damage into the Exalted. So this is going to be 4 at rend 1 for 2 damage each.
Fail them all. That's my turn. It's burning time. Oh, the brutes, and the weird brutes. So 3 units of brute things. I'll take a mortal wound. And then this unit of brutes burns for 2. That unit of brutes burns for 3. And then the weird brutes burn for 2.
So that will finish off a weird brute.
Don't they have wards? And that'll be my turn. So I took this objective. I hold this one.
Yeah, you got the flanks then. So
I got the flanks and I have the battle tactic. So I think as things go, the turn mostly went okay-ish. Now where it didn't go so well is you made a really long counter charge, which means I lost even more stuff and my Flamers are tagged. I also failed completely at casting again.
Orc magic is just too powerful.
Yeah, so we're at like 1 for 7 or something like that right now, which is not doing so well for the Tzeentch magic phase. But I mean, as turns go, this is about the best I could have help for. I think the most important thing though was that I put 3 wounds on the foot.
Yeah, but again, 9 points here is pretty solid. So
hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, in hindsight, we could have tried to deny the tactic by countercharging with the Mega Boss, but there I felt that like board state wise, that was more important to try and tighten up your shooting, because taking with a double, the shooting could potentially be a route back into the game. Yeah, Ryan, that'll send us into priority for round 3. You rolled a 1. I don't know why you keep doing that, but I got a 3, so we're gonna jump into Ironjawz turn 3. All right, I'm going to go for take their land for my battle tactic this turn and try and take control of this tower, which hopefully I can do. Then we're going to have the Gork Rora give me +2 to cast on the weird knob. And I will take a single mortal wound there, which I can't do anything about. I'll be +2. I only have 1 cast now because I don't have enough bodies nearby. And we're just going to try and cast the Mighty Headbutt onto your Zangor over here.
No, don't do that. That's pretty.
We'll get that off on an 8.
Nope, I don't fail. All right.
And you'll take 1 mortal wound. Then Zaldrok is going to try and give his mortal wound buff to the brutes. And he will on a 3-up. So they'll be getting crit mortals. And I'm going to spend a command point to rally here with the Ard Boys just to get rid of the burning. Then I'm going to use Mighty Destroyers with my larger unit of brutes just to get 3 inches closer to everything. And that is going to be it for my hero phase.
All right, I'll go for Magical Intervention with my Lord of Change, and we're going to cast Pulled Reality on himself, and he weirdly rolled an 8.
Using Destiny dice, so we'll try to unbind it. And we get a 9, so it's denied. Power of the wall, Ryan. Can't stop it. All right, then into movement. And lastly, I'm going to have the Foot of Gork pop over here and do a nice stomp onto your Zangor, and we'll do two mortal wounds.
All right, I've got some stuff to do. First, I am going to redeploy said Zangor. The one's over here to try and get away a little bit with a 6.
And then Ryan, I have no shooting.
All right, the Skyfires are going to shoot Zorgrok. There's D3 mortals to start with. He takes 1 there. That's probably just the end of him.
All right, yeah, you take
I
it
hit
out.
with everything.
All right, then into charges. I should have put Zodrak up there to give out the wall and not get shot. But we might as well try to do the wall with the Mega Boss. I don't think it should be relevant any other time, so we're going to go for a charge with him.
What, you don't want the objective?
He'll get an 8, which is not going to be enough. Then we're going to go with my unit of 7 brutes here.
You're going to roll
Double 1.
double
4
2.
will get them in. And then into combat, I'm going to go with my unit of brutes here into the Lord of Change first. And we'll not bother to all-out attack because I'm -2 to hit, so.
Well, he will all-out defense and trying to survive here. Desperately trying to stay alive.
So we'll be 5s and 4s here. But we got crit mortals for just 2 so far. And 1 at rend 1 with the regular weapons.
5s. Don't save it.
So 4 damage so far, and then the special weapons.
I make 3 wards.
We'll get 1 more at rend 2 for 3 more damage. So we'll do 5 damage to the Lord of Change.
Okay, I'll go with the Burning Chariot. We'll attack the unit of brutes that's gonna kill him.
The Fateskimmer kills a single brute. Then the Oryx retaliate but deal just 3 damage in return. The Flamers fail to deal any damage to the brutes. Then the Lord of Change kills 2 brutes all by himself.
Okay, so going into burning, so mortal wounds on all 3 of these, 1 each, and then we'll see what the burn is. 3 for the first unit of brutes, 2 for the other unit of brutes, and then the weird brute is 3. So weird brute takes 4 total.
Well, he's dead. All right, Ironjawz turn 3 is wrapping up, and it feels like we're running out of steam a little bit. Now, -1 hit and wound, -2 to hit against the Lord of Change,
Yep.
obviously notable.
Keeping me alive.
In hindsight, I wasn't thinking about it, but I could have done all of attack with my other unit of brutes. Probably deal more damage and maybe kill a flamer or 2. So that was a brain fart. I was only -2 to hit against the Lord of Change, so I could have done that a little bit. But yeah, obviously, like you can see, once all the debuffs are on my army, it really hurts an army that hits on 4s.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is what I was kind of counting on earlier, but
yeah, it's hard to get those buffs out. You can only get one around, right? Besides the Lord of Change getting in. So
no, the Wake of Fire can also do it, but it's very difficult on turn 1.
Yes, so hard to get them early now that they're ramping up.
And it's actually 1 a turn, not 1 a round.
Yeah, but without getting much damage through there, it kind of keeps you in the game. And I probably took more wounds and casualties than you did, so that's definitely notable. But that's going to be it for the turn. We do though. Hold the objectives that we need to store 1-2 more, get 2 homes here for 6, and complete my battle tactic of take their land for the full 10 points, putting me up to 30. So with that, Ryan, we can jump into Disciples of Tzeentch, turn 3.
So we're going to go with Do Not Waver. I do not love that option, but it's the only one that I can potentially do. All right, so we'll go into casting. The Lord of Change is going to cast Bolt of Tzeentch onto that unit of brutes right in front of him. He fails. That Lord of Change is going to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm onto that unit of brutes right in front of him. That succeeds.
But we'll unbind it.
Can you stop? Chariot shoot Bolt of Tzeentch onto the brutes. And actually that succeed. D3 mortal wounds for 1. But most importantly, I am now going to put the burning keyword on you.
All right, that will kill an Ardboy.
End of my hero phase?
All right, I will spend a command point. The only unit I can rally is the Ardboy, so I'll get that burning back off. And then I'm going to get to do a Mighty Destroyer's move, and I'm just going to move my Mega Boss into the center of this objective.
How rude. You're going to make me fight you. All right, into movement. I'm going to flee with the Chariot. So we'll see what he takes. 2. Which will be only 1 goes through. But I just see no reason to stay in combat. And then, yeah, we will flee with the other unit of Flamers, which they take 2 mortals, and 1 dies, but 1 is out of there. And that would be my movement phase. Into shooting. So we will start with the Flamers behind the Lord of Change, pounding into your brutes.
The brutes save every shot by the Flamers, but then 1 unit of Skyfires kills the Ardboy Big Boss, while the other unit deals 5 damage to the Mega Boss.
That's the end of my shooting phase. Charging. I'll charge with the Skyfires into your Mega Boss, successfully with a 10. They wants it.
All right, well, we might as well go big rather than saving them for all-out defense or anything. And we'll go for the counter charge with my 6 brutes. For a Snake Eyes, we're to fail that.
Finally, I get you off me for a second. All right, so I think we have to start over on the Zangor Skyfires into your War Boss, and they are going to all-out attack because this is probably the most important thing for me right now. On 3s, you have 1 save, no rend.
Save it.
All right, now here's the one that matters. Okay, 2 at rend 1.
Both go through.
4, 5 damage.
That'll take him out.
Skyfire.
No, it's all falling apart. Then I guess I'll fight just with my unit of 4 brutes into your Lord of Change.
The brutes deal another 6 damage to the Lord of Change, who swings back and takes out the unit of brutes completely.
All right, and that's the end of combat, but it's burning time. Unfortunately, you unburnt your Ardboys, but we do get a damage onto the brutes plus another 1 damage, so 2 damage onto the brutes.
That'll take 1 more down.
And that'll be my turn. So I would say this has been the best turn of the game for sure for Tzeentch. Everything kind of went my way, which puts me kind of back in the game.
For sure.
Depends, again, this is going to be a very important roll-off, but I mean, to summarize things, the Lord of Change popped off. Like, he did 12 damage. It was insane. You finally failed a charge roll, which actually was
disappointing.
It gave me a little bit of breathing room. I still failed pretty hard at casting things. I did 1 damage. I got 1 spell off, 1 of 3. But that's something. Zangor, however, over here popped off, beat the living snot out of a war boss, or a mega boss.
Yep.
While the others, and also those Zangor did awesome because they sniped out a hero. They've been just like picking off heroes left, right, and center. So overall, it's been good. I am pretty injured right now, as you are.
Yeah, we both are for sure. And notably, you still hold 1-2 in your battle tactic again.
Yep. So I'm still quite a bit down.
So you're at, it's 30 to 21, but that does put you in range to be able to do a battle tactic even if you double. So let's go into priority. I'm giving you hope there, but you'll hopefully not roll.
2.
Oh, that's a 3. No double for Ryan. And we're gonna keep holding on to it until Ironjawz turn 4. All right, we're gonna go for Do Not Waver for my battle tactic this turn, so I have to fight with 2 units and have none slain. And then I'm gonna cast with the Weird Knob Shaman. He's gonna go for the Mighty Headbutt again into your Zangor.
No.
But he's gonna fail that now that he's too far away from his buff spell. He will use the tower though to try and make your chariot -1 to cast, which he fails.
Oof.
And then I will spend a command point to rally my Ard boys. Unfortunately, my big boss is dead, so I'll only get 6 dice. But we'll bring 2 guys back.
That's pretty good.
And then I'm going to use Mighty Destroyers with my unit of 5 brutes and get them to tag your Lord of Change.
I also spend a CPO Magical Intervention for a Bolt of Tzeentch from my... So we'll bring it from the chariot just so if I miscast, it doesn't do more damage to the Lord of Change. And I get it. No, I don't.
And then I'm going to jump into movement. And we'll start off with the Foot of Dork, stomping down over here and hitting your Zangor. It will do 2 mortal wounds.
That's enough to pick up a Zangor.
And then it's just the Ard boys moving. And that's going to be it for my movement, Ryan.
I will CDP and redeploy that chariot to try and not die. And he'll roll a 3.
And then Ryan, I have got no shooting here.
But I'm going to shoot with 3 flamers into your brutes. Sorry, I'm going to shoot with my 2 flamers into your brutes to try my darndest here. To try and pick up maybe 1 more model. For 3 at Rend 1.
1 goes through.
For only 1.
Deal damage. Still got 5 orcs. Then into charging, and we're going to go with the Ard boys. We're going to make a 9. And then we're going to start off combat with my unit of brutes here into your Lord of Change. Again, no point in all-out attack.
But he will all-out defense to try and desperately survive.
Yeah, so we'll be on 5s and 4s here. So that'll be 2 at Rend 1.
5s, save 1.
So 2 damage so far. And then the special weapon, we have 2 hits. 2 at Rend 2.
6s, save none.
6 damage.
Yeah, he goes down. All right, my turn. I'm gonna go with the Skyfires. And I guess I gotta beat up that endless spell. Okay, we'll all attack.
The Skyfires wipe out the Gorkrora, then the Ard boys take down the last flamer.
It's burn-in time. We have 1 unit. They're gonna take 1 plus 3, so 4 onto the brutes.
All right, that will kill 2. All right, so Ironjawz turn 3, 4. We're strapping with very little left. You definitely outnumber me at this point, or have more units at least, and you're spread out. So I did take down the Lord of Change, though. That was the big point of this turn. Just removing the threat and probably your highest damage output so far this game.
I don't know, a lot of damage has come out of the burning from...
That's true, but he's popped off a couple times, killed his fair share of brutes, but taking him down also means I do take that objective, which is nice because that'll store me 1, 2, and more here. As well, you made the center one a home objective, and because I took your home, that will
Another 10.
Yeah, put me to 10 points. So we're holding on and keeping steady despite how little we have left, but it's very possible for, like, depending on how this round goes, you could double and a tactic still, and if you could match score for the rest of the game and deny me, it could it's still the balance. So Ryan, that'll send us into Disciples of Tzeentch, turn 4.
So what I'm going to do to start is I'm going to go with the battle tactic for Seize the Center, because I think I can get that one. Into casting, I have 1 cast. We'll bolt the Tzeentch into a unit of Ardboys. For a 7, that's all.
Try to unbind. No, you read it.
So you'll take 3 mortal wounds and you're now roasted. That's my hero phase.
All right, I wanted to rally my Ardboys. No, I won't bother to, but I will use Mighty Destroyers to bring them a little closer to that middle.
Okay, going into my movement phase. Going into the shooting phase. We're going to start with the shots from the chariot into your Ardboys.
I'll spend the CP for all out defense here.
Okay. We got 1 wound, one rend.
Save it.
Smaller unit of Zangor Enlightened on 4s. Just D3 mortals for 2.
I'll kill another Ardboy.
And then the other unit of Zangor Skyfires. 1. D3, or I mean 2 more mortal wounds.
That's another Ardboy.
And then my Flamers into your Brutes. For 3 at rend 1.
4s, save them all.
That'll be my shooting phase. So I'll charge with my unit of Skyfires. They'll charge in for the 5, which I think gets there. Alright, so we'll attack you. 3 attacks from the Riders. They're +1 to hit, so...
First, I will get to do some shield bashes. So 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
And then I'll go for the all-out defense when you fight me.
That makes sense. So 3s. So 2, no rend to start with, 1 damage.
2, no rend. So 2s, same both.
And these are 3 at 1 rend.
3s, all 3 go through.
But I only do 3 damage.
All right, that will kill 2 Ardboys though.
Yeah.
And then my last Ardboy will pile in. 1 hit. 1 wound at rend 2.
6s. Nope.
1 damage.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go into the burning phase. And I think he's within 12 of the chariot. Yeah. So you'll take 1 + 2.
So that'll finish off the last Ardboy.
And damage to the Brutes will be for 3.
And take down 1 of them.
Man, if only you hadn't made all those saves, I would be in like clear right now. Yeah, so that's my turn. I think it went spectacularly well. Like if you hadn't made the saves there, it would have been like pure money. But you made those saves, so the Brutes are still alive, so you are still in it. But I did score max, so I will get my 10. You still do have a hero alive hiding in the tower.
Yep.
Might be a problem for me, but yeah, other than that, it was totally fine. I did not expect to wipe out these Ardboys, but then you finally flubbed a big save, and they died to attacks from Zangor Sky.
Yeah, only a couple wounds left in the unit, but yeah.
So
slowly whittling them down.
I really didn't expect to get through you with the 2-up save in combat, but it worked out. So yeah, we're in a decent place.
Yeah, so you will score 10 points here, which puts you up to 31. So still down 9, but in that position where it literally now, it could win you the game being able to do a battle tactic here if you take the double. So let's roll it. Oh, it doesn't matter. Ryan rolled a 1. I roll a 2. So we're going to take the turn and jump into Ironjawz turn 5. All right, so with that prio, we got a chance to hold on and clinch the win, but it's gonna be tough, and I don't have a lot of battle tactic options, so we're gonna go for Slade the Entourage and try and kill your unit of Skyfires here in the center. And the Weird Knob Shaman is gonna start by casting the Mighty Headbutt on them.
Okay.
He'll get that off with a natural 11.
I rolled an 11.
So you tie it, but well, we get it through, so D3 for 2 mortal wounds.
All right.
And then we might as well try to make you -1 to cast with the Boss Rock Kawa. We fail that. And I am going to spend a CP to rally the Brutes as well, just to get rid of the burning on them. And then I'll use Mighty Destroyers to give them 3 inches of movement. So that's going to be it for a hero phase.
So I'm going to start by rallying the Zangor Enlighten, or I mean the Zangor Skyfires. But I will heal back all 3 wounds. Next, I'm going to spend a CP for Magical Intervention, and I'm going to try and throw a Bolt of Tzeentch onto your brutes, which I fail.
And then we're to get into movement, and I'm going to start with the Foot of Dork, coming down and trying to stomp. It might as well hit all 3 of your units because it can.
Oh, it hits everything.
Yeah, so we'll start off with the further unit of Skyfires. It'll deal 3 mortal wounds. The central unit of Skyfires will take 2. And then the Chariot will fail. And notably, those units can only charge on 1d6 now. And then we'll move the Brutes. And we're also going to pop the Weird Knob Shaman out of the terrain piece as well. And that's going to be it for my movement. And then I have no shooting.
But I do. So I'm going to covering fire and it'll with the Skyfires, and let's try and take out a Brute.
Let's go for the all-out defense here.
2 at rend 1.
Back to 3s. 1 goes through.
For 2.
All right.
Not enough.
Not enough to kill a Brute. And it's coming down to that moment. I'm going to call the Wa in the charge phase with my Weird Knob Shaman because he hasn't yet, so I'm going to get +1 attack, +1 to charge. We're going to charge with those Brutes. And we'll just barely get there with a 5 because of that +1, which was exactly what I needed. And then they're going to pile in an attack, and they will get the extra attack from the wall, but I'll put everything, obviously, into the Zangor, and I'll go for the all-out attack.
Which I'll defend.
All right, so we got the champion and 1 special weapon. So 3s, so this will be 2 at rend 1.
4s. 1 goes through.
So 2 damage so far. And then we'll flub there and just have 1 more at rend 2.
5s. Yeah, it goes through.
For 3 damage.
All right. So I will attack you back with the Chariot, because it's funny. Yeah, they're 3s and 3s, the mounts. So 4 at rend 1.
1 goes through.
1 damage. And then the Rider, 4s and 3s. 1 goes, or 1 more, -1.
Save it. Yeah, so the Chariot will kill 1 Brute.
All right, Skyfires. So you have 1 save, no rend from the mount, or I mean the Rider. And then the mounts will do nothing.
All right, 1 damage from the Skyfires. I've got 1 Brute with 2 wounds left. All right, so that'll wrap up Ironjawz turn 5. Thankful for Ryan's like 3 or 4 ones in prio this game, because that allowed me to mostly just store the objectives. Here I failed the battle tactic. I didn't obviously kill that unit, but I got 1 point for this one, which guaranteed me the tie. And because I made the charge and tagged your hero stopping the counter charge, I stopped the redeploy with my Weird Knob Shaman, meaning that I hold this for a 2nd point, putting me up to 42 points, which here will clinch the win by at least 1 point.
And yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we could play it out. I'll table you and I'll score 10 points probably.
Yeah, here I have 2 wounds on the Brutes, the Weird Knob Shaman, but at this point it doesn't matter. You're scoring your 10 points.
So I could have scored Inevitable Demise on my last turn.
For a tactic.
Yeah, so I almost certainly would have tabled you. Maybe not. Maybe there's a world in which you have a guy live.
The Shaman could live, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it came down to very, very, very close match.
A big comeback from where it was at the
I thought I was hooped. And I probably should have. I think the turning point for me was when the Lord of Change popped off and he picked up a whole unit or half a unit of Brutes in 1 combat phase. It's like he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But every so often you get one of those. And
but you're also wearing me down steadily with the mortals and stopping me from rallies too because of that. Like I could have had two or 3 rallies on the Ardboys with 9 dice.
Overall it was okay. I mean, I wish I had rolled over a 2 on priority at 1 point in the game ever, but them's the break sometimes.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I'd won one priority, I probably would have won.
Well, yes, I think maybe turn 4 and turn 5, because earlier ones you wouldn't have been able to store battle tactic after.
Right, but I would have got a second shooting phase.
Yes, yeah, you for sure would have. Like,
so I think at any point in the game, maybe the battle round 3-1 might not have flipped.
That's what I mean. It doesn't guarantee it because you drop the points, but the turn 4 or 5, I think it would have guaranteed it because you still could have done the tactic.
Yeah, or I would have loved to cast a few more spells.
Yeah. I think here in review of the new Ironjawz stuff, I mean, the army allegiance abilities are very similar to what they were before. Some slight changes to some of the units and whatnot. The manifestations are cool and fun. Having the one that does +2 to cast, it also can do +2 to chanting rolls, which on a priest is amazing when you have chanting rolls that you need a 4 or a 5.
Or the bonus rolls.
Exactly. So
10.
And just banging points. So that's an amazing endless spell. So one of the few faction lores you'll actually want to take. And the Foot of Dork was cute. Here, it wasn't amazing, but
I don't think it did anything relevant.
it did some mortal wounds, like 2, chip mortal
damage,
wounds.
but it didn't do anything that changed.
But if you get that out on like your opponent's turn and then you're marching it up on your turn, making your opponent only charge on 1d6 could be incredible.
Yeah, it could be incredible. It just didn't do anything here.
Yeah, it didn't really matter, but
for Tzeentch, I mean, I don't know if I can condemn the Zangor and Leiden based on this, because they just they had their one turn and they kind of flubbed. Like they killed a few hard boys.
You killed a lot, but it's tough sledding.
Yeah, and you made a lot of saves. Like so it's hard to really say they're bad. I don't think they're great. I don't think there's any world in which you can say they're now 20 points less and they're going to be in every competitive list. I just don't see it. Skyfires are still good. Obviously, I think they probably carried my almost comeback.
Yeah.
The Fate Skimmer was fantastic. I don't know if you'll get that out of it every game, but just the extra trickle of mortal wounds every freaking turn.
Probably accounted for like 9 to 12 extra mortals.
And it got in the way, and it scored points, and it tried to cast spells, but you kept unbinding them. But in theory, it cast spells. I just never saw it. It applied burning to things when it drove over them. At 140 points, I think it was well worth it. Flamers, they're always hit or miss. You were able to get them into combat more than I would have liked. Yeah,
this was a mission I think that ended up being it was beneficial to orcs, where it's kind of central, so you can't shoot me and stay away, where if you want to store the objectives, you have to come close.
Well, and it's just really tough for Flamers because 12-inch range is really difficult. And there were a couple of times where you just I was like 6 wounds, so I saved them all. I was like, well, okay, that's the weakness of Flamers, because they don't have the rend to really
and
push
3-up saves on everything in Ironjawz is great.
Yeah, so Flamers are still fine. They're cheap, 130 for a block of 3. I think they're still going to be good. And Lord of Change was fine. Yeah, he had his one pop-off turn. So overall, I'm okay with the army. It's just some things didn't go quite right, and I made some mistakes, I guess. I don't know, maybe tell me in the comments if you think what I should have done on turn 1. That felt like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Yeah, because you stay back and lose prio, and I still charge into everything and get to hit it first.
Yeah, I mean, the only difference there is maybe the Flamers don't get, because I've screened them with Zangor, but that doesn't put me in a better position, and it scores even less points, so I'm even farther behind on the point score. So I felt like, sort of a 50-50, I W in one, and if I do, I get 2 full shooting phases and can position the Flamers more safely after that. Didn't happen. But I don't see a better choice there. It's the nature of your army, the nature of my army. I kind of had to express some threat.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Yeah, but nearly got that comeback. Yeah. But obviously, happy the Ironjawz held on to it. But it was a lot of fun playing their new tome. Definitely super excited about them. We're going to have another game on Monday coming out, guys, for channel members with the army, so exploring it even more. I'll get another game in, and if you want to see that, you can check out our channel membership on YouTube and help support the channel. But either way, guys, we'll wrap things up there and say a big thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon in another Battle Report.